So why would you want a smartphone with dual SIM card support? Well, for one reason, you can have two phone numbers on one phone. When traveling, you can also have your regular plan on one SIM card and then take advantage of the best deals where you're traveling to on the second SIM card. Pretty cool. And when I do that, the ladies think I'm Jason Bourne.
Nope, not really.
Really? You couldn't have just shut up? You had to go? And first up is the OnePlus 5. The OnePlus 5 is the latest flagship smartphone from OnePlus, sporting top-of-the-line specs, smooth and snappy performance, and a wonderful software experience. Even better, it's one of the few phones out there that comes with dual SIM by default, meaning even the US model can support two SIM cards. The OnePlus 5 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor with up to 8 gigabytes of RAM. Other specs include 16 and 20 megapixel cameras, and it's running a much more refined version of Oxygen OS atop of Android 7.1.1 Nougat. The battery will also last all day long on a single charge. Even though the device is missing a couple of notable features like ingress protection and microSD card expansion, we still think the OnePlus 5 is worth the $479 price tag. And next up is the LG G6. And certainly the most standout feature of the G6 is its 5.7 Quad HD display with its interesting aspect ratio of 18:9 and rounded corners. It also comes with a Snapdragon 821 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, a dual nano SIM card slot, plenty of onboard storage, and an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance, and dual 13 megapixel rear cameras. It's worth noting that not all G6s are created equal though. For example, the G6 that's coming to the US is the only variant that supports wireless charging, while the Hi-Fi Quad DAC is exclusive to South Korea and certain markets in Asia. What's more, the G6 with 64 gigabytes of storage is only available in a handful of markets. Now, of course, this list has to include the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. The good news is that there is a dual SIM Android phone variant of the Galaxy S8. The bad news, though, is that it's not officially available in the US or the UK, meaning you'll have to go the import route. It should come as no surprise that the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus feature top-of-the-line specs, great cameras, and all-new design that many people love. This time around, Samsung included a curved screen on both the S8 and S8 Plus, as well as a unique 18:9 aspect ratio that allows for a much more comfortable in-hand feel. The company even ditched its famous physical home button and included on-screen navigation keys. The new Samsung DeX dock lets you use your S8 as a desktop computer, and there's also the new Gear 360 camera that allows you to shoot video in 4K and live stream to YouTube. Of course, there's also the new Galaxy S8 compatible Gear VR headset, complete with a controller for easier navigation. Next up, let's talk about the Huawei Mate 9. Huawei has done a great job at making its way into the mainstream over the past few years, first with the Huawei P9 and now with the Mate 9. With a big 5.9-inch display, a powerful Kirin 960 processor, dual SIM capabilities, and an impressive camera setup, the Mate 9 may be one of the best big phones of the year. While its display is only 1080p and its software is a bit odd at sometimes, we still think the high price tag is worth it. If you're after a smartphone that offers exceptional battery life and incredible performance, the standard Mate 9 delivers in spades. If money is no object and you want a smartphone that's unattainable to most customers, the Porsche design Mate 9 might be worth your while. Now, if you like that, but you want something just a little bit smaller, look no further than the Huawei P10 or P10 Plus. The P10 and P10 Plus are the first devices to launch with Huawei's new interface on top of Android 7.0 Nougat. Compared to the Mate 9, Huawei says the improved interface brings some notable performance improvements, as well as a smarter theming engine that will adapt to the color of your phone. Under the hood, these devices sport the Kirin 960 processor, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of onboard storage, and microSD expansion, plus both phones come with dual 12 and 20 megapixel rear-facing camera setups. With optical image stabilization, both devices also have Leica branded 8 megapixel front cameras. I know I probably botched that. Leica. I don't know why I said Leica. Let me know what it is in the comments below. But in any case, you're also going to have a hard time getting your hands on one of these bad boys if you live in the US. Huawei currently plans to bring the P10 lineup to around 30 different countries in March, but the US isn't on that list. You can probably import from another country if you'd like, but be prepared to pay a little extra if you're going to go that route. And last up is the V20. And as of last year, it was basically the phone for power users. It has a big Quad HD display, Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor, plenty of RAM and onboard storage, dual 16 megapixel rear-facing cameras, a removable 3,200 milliamp hour battery. Of course, the unique second screen makes a return this year, along with the addition of Quad DAC, military standard durability, and it's also running Android 7.0 Nougat. If top-of-the-line specs and an impressive feature set is what you're looking for, you really can't go wrong with the LG V20. So, what did you think of my list? Let me know in the comments below or on Twitterverse. Now, you go eat the cameraman. Go get him. Go get him. I'll give you biscuits if you go eat the cameraman.